my aunt tells me, "You're too pretty and too young. You need to find somebody," and yada. But then he says to me, "You're too old to have kids, and you apparently don't have what men need."
It's a hard pill to swallow when you realize that men don't care about the career that you are so proud of.
If you do something wrong, you're out of the game.
What does it mean when somebody you meet tells you they don't have social media?
It means that they prefer to live in reality rather than flaunting their self-obsession mindlessly on social media.
Okay, so this morning, trying to breathe. Actually, let me back that up. 2 weeks ago, my aunt tells me, "You're too pretty and too young. You need to find somebody," and yada. What? Maybe you should put yourself out there on a dating site. Bad idea. First of all, I had to weed through like 500 no. So it's kind of like shopping, but in like a horrible thrift store, like in the ghetto. There ain't nothing pretty. And then I kind of meet someone on there. He's saying kind of like, all right stuff. He's not weird, I think. It looks okay, Can speak English. That's a big one. So anyways, this morning, I agreed to meet him tomorrow for lunch. This morning, though, as I'm not awake, haven't even had my coffee yet. You could see my hair is still drying. I get a random... That is that thing. You should never send a girl a unless she asks for it or you're currently... 2, just don't do it. It's gross. And to make it all worse, he was on the... Ew. Not only do I have a bad visual of a horrible little pencil, now I also have a scent visual about how that smelt. Ew. Just gross. Nasty. Why? And I'm going to be single forever because this is...
It is fascinating to observe how all the men who show interest in her are ignored. However, the one man who would be a potential match for her sends her an unsolicited explicit photo, thereby communicating that he sees her as nothing more than a one-time fling. She fails to understand that her high standards and arrogance are the reasons she has such experiences on dating apps.
I'm in tears. That guy that I went out with that talked about his ex the whole time on our date still was conversing with me over text. Talked to him all day today about our family, different questions like that, just really trying to get to know me, which I was like, okay. And he apologized for talking about his ex. I will note that. But then he says to me, "You're too old to have kids, and you apparently don't have what men need."
That's a lot of damage.
You apparently don't have what men want and men need because of how old I am. And I said, "What the?" And he said, "No, really, what do you bring to the table?" A lot, actually. I'm funny. I'm talented. I have a great career. I have a lot to offer, actually, and I shouldn't have to prove it.
She is convinced that she has nothing to prove to a man. Yet women like her constantly approach men with the highest expectations. It is refreshing to see more and more men waking up, recognizing their own worth, and communicating this to women as well.
Does anyone else feel the most single they have ever felt in their entire life today? Because I do.
Hi, I'm looking for a man with big heart, calm mind, hates lies, real estate preferably, but most importantly, please, emotionally intelligent, because these days it got too bad, okay? Person who can communicate and not run away from when you need to solve a problem, but actually sit down and be like, "Hey honey, let's figure this shit out." Okay, thank you. If you are that person, please DM me, find me, text me. I'm here.
Let me translate this briefly. When a modern woman says she wants an emotionally intelligent man, What she actually means is that she is looking for a man who submits to her needs. If he doesn't, he is labeled as insensitive or toxic. It is highly likely that her ex-boyfriends didn't put up with her behavior, which is why she is now convinced that they simply weren't emotionally intelligent enough.
Where are all the good men? Where are all the good age-appropriate men who are still wanting somebody to hang out with sometimes?
I look forward to the day where I marry someone that kind of relieves me of the stress of like day-to-day life. To be honest, I want to be able to live a life of leisure, a soft life, a slow life. Like, I am so tired.
I'm like finding out that a guy doesn't like me anymore, that he's like over me. What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean you're over me? Like you've moved on? That's not how this works. That's not how this works, okay? I was supposed to go my whole life knowing in the back of my mind that you still like me, okay? I was supposed to think that every time I saw you, your heart did a little pitter-patter, okay? Now you've moved on? What does that mean? That's not possible.
Let's talk about going on dates and chivalry. As a man, there are certain manners that you're supposed to have when you take a woman out, right? And lucky for you, or not, I don't know. I'm French. French, we are pioneers of romance. So when it comes to manners, I am going to observe every single manner and detail because I'm only used to high standards. So there's a few examples that I'm going to give. If you do something wrong, you're out of the game. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to take you out of the equation. So for example, if you want to take me out and you either don't pick me up or don't send me a driver, I'm not coming. If you don't open the door for me, you're out of the game. If you walk in front of me and you don't let me walk in front, you're out.
Playing the game this way can certainly work if you are a woman in your prime years. However, such disrespectful behavior will ultimately only attract men who tolerate it because they have no other options. Men who recognize their own worth will realize that it is far better to date a less attractive woman who is respectful and feminine. Maybe she'll understand that one day. But let's not be too hopeful.
Dating over 50, I have a question. What does it mean when? What does it mean when somebody you meet tells you they don't have social media? I don't have TikTok? Oh, I've never been on TikTok. Or, the other ones? Oh, no, I don't have those accounts either. What does it mean? Men and women, tell me your experiences when someone has told you this, someone new you've met, not through friends. I'm talking like just out in the wild. When you meet somebody out in the wild and they tell you they don't have any social media and they've never TikToked. What do you think of that? Are they just fibbing? Are they feeding me a line? Or are they protecting their real life and wife? Or is it true that's, in my age group, are there people that literally don't have social media, don't go on social media, and don't TikTok?
It's crazy to see how she is more likely to assume that a man is lying when he says he doesn't use social media, rather than considering that he might simply have no interest in wasting his time watching silly TikTok videos all day. Women who are chronically online have lost touch with reality to such an extent that it's no longer even funny.
I love you.